Alright, well, it looks like we're live. Let me just hopefully make sure. Yep, right there. Look at that. That's awesome. Perfect. I think you
Ooh,
should be good.
repair kits remaining.
That's awesome. Alright. Oh, that's awesome. Alright. We got it. We're live. I go ahead and
Remaining.
that's awesome. Mute this. Put that down. Pull up Sledders. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen.
So, are we live on YouTube?
We're live on YouTube and I'm recording.
Ooh.
Fancy, I know.
I wonder if the YouTube universe cares more than the Twitch universe. Because I mean,
Right.
honestly, sometimes I see more views on the YouTube stuff in
Right.
general.
Well, I put this on an account that I already had started. I mean, it's not a brand new account. I just changed everything, which is fine. I mean,
Right.
I don't care, but um, I did post a little bit on there before, so hopefully, maybe that platform and that account has some people on it and that are hopefully interested in this.
Yeah,
But
I think people are interested in it. It's just one of those things, I was just talking about the YouTube having possibly more exposure as
right,
well.
yep. There's four of us in here, so I'll just make one for four. I did make a thing. It's called Ripper. But yeah, I hope there's people out there on YouTube that look for I mean, Sledder's being a new game. I'm hoping that they look for something like this or are looking for something that has to do with Sledders because of it being so new and being a game of its kind that it is. I mean, being a game that's first of its kind, like I'm sure we've all been looking for a game of like Sledders. I mean, we wouldn't be playing it if we didn't. So
Yeah.
Well, yeah, especially with no snow.
right,
Well, in most places, I think there's a lot of places with snow right now, but
This game's probably gonna get even bigger during summer.
oh, 100%. I mean, this game it is truly one of a kind. I mean, like I
which I
said,
mean, if their update comes, that means pretty much on time for summer if that happens,
right,
which
which
would
I'm
be pretty
hoping
neat.
that the update comes out hopefully the beginning or mid next month or the end of this month. I mean, we're coming up close to the end of this month now. I mean, we're halfway through
Right.
this month, so if
Yeah,
the
I
rumors,
heard or I saw on like their TikTok,
yep,
somebody commented asking for like trucks and sled decks, and they said that they're working on that too.
really,
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That'll
Yeah.
they're
probably
just
be a while.
messing with him because I mean, there's so much other stuff that I don't even think they'll consider that right now.
right. I mean, I honestly before they add that, which I don't think people understand, is they got to perfect their game first before they add all this other fancy stuff.
I'd
Like,
be totally surprised if it does come out. And then what do you see? It's like we were talking the other day. What is the game now? Because next thing you know, you're going to see guys having their trucks out trying to make the hills for crying out loud. And then
right,
they're going to
just
want
yep,
better tires and this and that. And what do we got?
right, yep. They're just gonna be ruining it for the people that actually want to play the game the proper way.
Yeah, well, I mean, now the game is, what do they call it? Like, those guys aren't even allowed on a lot of the hills in real life. The four wheeler clubs and stuff like that
Right, yep.
just wreck the groom trails and everything like that. But anyways, I'm just saying I like the idea of stage points, but I'm not too sure how that whole vehicle thing would work out.
Right. I mean, I would expect them maybe down the road further. I'm talking like maybe a year or two down the road after they get the game, pretty much perfected and everything like that. Then I would expect them to maybe start thinking and adding vehicles such as trucks and trailers into the game.
People were asking for 4-wheelers and stuff, and I thought that was weird because
Four wheelers?
not Sledders.
I was
Yeah,
about
go to
say that.
MX Bikes. You want that?
Yeah, if you want four wheelers and
Or
stuff
yeah,
like that,
MX versus ATV Legends, right?
yeah, I mean, go to those type of games. I mean, don't come to a game that's like one of its kind and try to ruin that. I mean, Sledders, it's in the name. I mean, literally Sledders.
Yeah, well, there's enough work already, like different
Right.
layers of snow,
Yep.
having different experience, new maps. Apparently, that's a hard thing because we've got 3 maps for how long?
Right. Yep.
And why don't we let them give us more maps, more interesting things?
Yep.
Like one thing I was thinking about building courses, so now you can, not only build your own uh, level with like the ramps and stuff, because we're not even sure how that's going to work out,
Right.
but actually build pylons up the mountain so you can have like your own hill climb course and stuff like that built, and then invite people over. Or, I
Yep.
mean, it's one of those things. What are we going to be able to do? And I think that stuff should be the kind of stuff they're focusing on. The
Right.
competition side as part of it, right?
Yep. Which again is like something that they should really focus on before they even take anything of the matter of like what people comment on their TikTok or whatsoever. Say like the trucks and everything. They should focus on making more and building the game before they build onto the game with something of that matter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where if they did do that, I think you'd have another one of those games where it's like they almost got it right. They got a bunch of people. Next thing you know, they're working about on adding a bunch of other stuff, and the main physics of the game kind of get left to the wayside.
Yep.
Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? One thing I know is they got a good thing. I see it kind of like, you know, I don't know if I can say this. You almost see it like you would see it like a drug dealer.
Right.
Okay, you got a bunch of people hooked on what you got,
Yep.
but it only lasts for a little while because of
Right.
the lack of, substance there.
Yep.
And I mean, I think they'd really be, swinging all the way home, over the freaking fence, hitting that ball out of the freaking ballpark. If they actually just gave a little bit of stuff, who cares? Even if you're gonna have an update in a couple,
Yep.
3 months or whatever,
Right.
give the guys like 5, 6 maps. Like, is that too much to ask for?
Right. I mean, and I think half their problem right now is short staff. I mean, being a new game they are, I think that they're having an issue with being short staffed because of being a new game. But I feel like if they hired more people, they would actually be able to do said thing that you just explained. I mean, and because they could have
Yeah, well,
people working on the main update, but then they could also have people that just put little bits here and there. You know what I mean?
yeah. So we were going over this on the Prapword stream on Twitch. There, it's like, okay, well, let's just guess how much money do they actually have?
Right. I mean,
Because think about it for a second. It's not like they're selling the game for 25 cents
right. It's $25, and I mean, I guarantee there's a
and
lot of people that already
thousands
bought
of
it.
people buying it, right?
Yep. I mean, like I said, the guy that owns the game, I mean, that made the game, he just bought a brand new BMW. So, um,
Right.
must be
Was
they
it
are.
red by chance?
I don't know. It
I
might have
hope
been.
it's not. Because if it's cherry red, you know, I don't want to get too much into the events that happened on Discord, but this is a little bit of the juicy drama stuff. And I have my own little conspiracy on this thing. So we had that guy from Norway jumping into our Discord.
Hmm.
Just happens to have a brand new BMW.
BMW. Yep. Which that That's a coincidence if you ask.
Pretty coincidental.
Yeah.
I know over in Europe they're really popular, but I was just thinking about it and I'm like, oh my god,
Right.
could you imagine if
But
this is one of the main guys
I don't
and he's
feel
having a freak out?
right. I don't feel that guy. I don't feel like this game was made by people out of the country of the United States. I mean, it
Oh,
might
I
have
heard it was made in Europe. I heard it was made by
Europe.
guys back in
Really?
like, well, in Finland or in Norway or somewhere. Because think about it, you got the Finnish channels even in the bottom
Oh,
of the
yep.
Discord.
Yep.
That guy was from Norway.
Right,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
I could
It's
And he had like a
nuts.
nice looking house and stuff.
Yeah, but we're not going to get into right on the podcast here unless people like ask for more. We don't want to get too much into it because I don't even know what I want to do with the video.
right.
I
Sorry, I
mean,
was
juicy
late, guys.
drama,
Yep.
in the sense that it's that crazy. You don't even know if you should be sharing it or where you should be sharing
Right.
it or if
Yep.
you should,
I was
But
a
it's
little
one
bit
of those
late,
things. I
guys.
do have a couple of conspiracy theories on that
Right.
one. Oh my lord.
Like being the game that it is, I could like in my thought, I thought it was either made in, northern Canada or the United States. You know what I
Right.
mean? But
Good
well, that would
good
be
assumption.
yeah, right. Which my last thought would have been it being made in Norway or something like that.
Well, no, they got a lot of freaking snowmen. Like even I have a Suron, right?
Yeah.
And I watch a lot of videos on Surons and biking in general because I've just lived on bikes my whole entire life.
Right.
And it's one of those things. They got snow you can ride on all year round.
Right. Oh man, that's awesome. I mean, but still, I
So
mean,
they're prime territory. That you,
oh
you want to
yeah.
kill yourself. So I'm sure there's some serious shit out
I wish
there.
I could get a
This is
Sledder.
not like BC where I come from. I mean, you can easily find yourself in zones in BC, no problem,
Yeah.
over your head. There's mountains and mountains. I play Microsoft Flight Sim. I've flown to Vancouver a couple times. You look, there's just endless mountains and
Yeah.
peaks.
Right.
And same thing there.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
that honestly would have been my last thought on the makers of the game would have been out of the state. I mean, I mean, I don't know. It's just something that would have never crossed my mind.
Well, it's just, I mean, these games are made everywhere.
Right.
And now with the Unity and the Unreal Engine and stuff like that,
Yep.
these guys, it's not that hard. I mean, you just got to have a little bit of, I want to do this. And it's actually fairly easy to figure these things out. Unless you're actually building the tools like someone I know that's just in this house and things like that. You know, it's just, it's not that hard.
Right. But
I was a bit late. What topics have we touched on?
who's talking?
Okay.
Oh, we touched on a few things that aren't really major. What kind of topics are you thinking about for Sledders and what's happening and what you want to see or whatever?
So I've been seeing a lot of comments on the on people asking for lifted trucks and
Yep.
sled decks and trailers.
Right.
I personally don't think that that's really a realistic thing
Right.
to
Right.
think about because
Agreed.
it is tough to build a game but like you were saying, I mean, like they did kind of put this game out a lot quicker than we thought, I'd say.
Yep.
And
Right.
and I hear that it was a really low crew, a really
Right.
like low employed crew.
Yep.
I heard
Uh,
they're young as well. But
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
also a guy on Discord, 20 something years old, right?
Right. Yep.
But,
So
I,
I'm just sorry, I
no,
revert
no,
back to that
you're
even though
good,
I say
man.
we shouldn't be talking too much about it. It's just crazy. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
It's but like the thing about the lifted trucks and the sled decks, I also looked on the TikTok pages and all that, and on like the one where they had the catalyst on the trail.
Yep.
They were
Right.
saying that that was a lot tougher than they thought it would be to make. So just imagine something like that with a truck.
Right. Yep. And
It-
being able to put your sled on the back of that
Yeah,
truck with a
and
sled
just
deck.
like how
And
the
all
truck would
online,
turn,
too.
Yeah,
and
and
the-
online.
the
Yep.
way how they'd have to, the way how they'd have to reroute all
Yeah.
all
Well,
the
you know what? I
physics to
was
the
giving it
truck.
some thought, right? I was giving it some thought, and if you made it so the truck only really worked on the road
Mm-hmm.
and maybe a little bit of some kind of little bit somewheres, I don't know. You
Like a
don't
mud
really
runner
want to
type
turn it
deal,
into a freaking snow runner because that
Exactly.
already is
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
right?
But then
What I was thinking, like how it is in Mud Runner though, how it's like sometimes like you come off road and then like you go off the road and it's just really tough to drive.
yep.
Right.
They could make it like that. I'm just saying like the turning physics for the truck,
I was
they'd
about to
have to
say that
redo all of
that's
that.
an that's what I
They'd
say
have
that's
Yeah, but
another thing,
yeah,
like adding the truck physics to the game when they already have the
yeah,
snowmobile physics and everything.
exactly. Yeah,
Like
yeah, but
that's
then
what
where do
I've
you
been.
stop with the trucks? That's the
right.
other idea. You
Yep.
know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and now I need better tires because I can't get kind of everywhere I
I
want to
feel like
go.
people are asking a
And now I
lot out
need,
of these guys
Oh
for how
yeah.
And
early
also,
they
I
brought out
also
this
feel
game.
like what's the point of trucks in this game when you can
Right.
just ride your
Well,
sled? It's not like a
Yeah.
I feel the people that ask for trucks already because they've seen the trails, and I think they're in their mind there's going to be like actual roads with actual gas stations and everything like that. So
Mm.
I
right.
think in their mind that they're thinking, oh, we're gonna be able to like do all of this and everything.
I believe that they added
That's
the
right.
road in just to add realism to the
Right.
game.
But I don't. I
It
think
because
with the people that asked for the trucks, I mean, I think they took it as their actual roads instead of actual trails for the sleds.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
know,
guys think if there are roads, they'll go into detail as far as enough to like make it so it's hard to turn on the road
Mm.
I would
I
hope that's already
on a
there.
snowmobile?
right, yeah, I would hope that's already
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
I, you
I
know
was
what
even
I'm
thinking
gonna
about that
say
not too
right
long
now?
ago.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. No one's brought it up about the roads yet, and it's the only thing I could think about when they brought out the roads.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What goes
I agree.
along with roads, guys?
Right, like nothing in this game would go
Ditch
along with it.
banging,
Oh yeah, that
ditch
that
Exactly.
banging.
yep.
We need
Exactly.
actually cool ditches all the way along the
Oh
road,
yeah, like actual deep,
and then it
nice
would be
ditches.
neat.
Yep.
You
Mm.
know, spots where it's not okay to
But I
jump.
think they would have a
Realism.
right. I would think they would have difficulty with that because as Kazoku was saying actually when we were talking about this not too long ago, he was saying how they were having a hard time making it so it blended nicely from the road to the actual
Yeah,
snowbank on the side of the road. I mean, it was nice and pixelated, so I mean,
man, this map guy sounds like a slacker. Not gonna lie.
right,
I mean, you get the main level figured out. You throw in your roads. Maybe you want to tweak the terrain level of the road so it goes up a little higher here and there. Tweak your terrain to that, and just go along the road after you've got it all figured out like that, and build cool ditches all the way along the
right.
side of it.
Build onto it.
Come on, it's not that
I
hard, guys.
I'm really
To build
happy
them.
though that they're adding in all the trails and the roads. Though it just really adds to the realism. I
Another
think.
another thing though with
The
the trails, like where are they going to be located? How far are they going to go? You know what I mean?
Mhm. I feel like they need to
Yeah,
touch. I think that these guys from the TikTok, they say that they're just like the social media guys, but I think that they should honestly touch in on the media a little bit more because people are out there
right,
asking so many questions. Like
Yep.
you're just
right.
leaving
Well,
people
now
like
we're the
cliffhangers.
media, and that's the way we should spin it. You know, first
Yep.
ever
I'm
media on this thing.
curious on how they're
Oh,
gonna do
hold on.
turning on the trail.
Like
Hold
people
on.
needed this really. I mean, like because everybody has so many
Here's
questions
what
and
goes
nobody's
along
ever
with the
giving them
trail, guys.
answers.
Here's what
Nobody's
goes
ever
along
giving
with the
them
trail.
answers.
The gas thing.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay? So are we going to be able to spawn point?
Right.
Mhm.
Or are you just going to have to spawn at a certain spot?
A few staging areas,
Yep.
It would
ride the
be
trails
nice.
in that way,
Yep. And then go off
and
trail.
or cross country if you can.
Yep.
I know in BC there's a lot of places the mountains are having too many trees. You cannot tree cut in some of the places.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of pick your trails. Are they going to be build a little bit of a maze through the trees?
Right.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like I said before, like where are the trails going to
Sometimes it
go?
comes out to a meadow, but it's just you can't get out of that meadow, so you
Yep.
got to backtrack.
Right. And
Mhm.
Does anyone know what's happening with my game? Somebody look at my screen.
I don't know. It's
man, people are
all
joining.
I know is this. All I know is this too, and I'm gonna say this right now, and I want Sledders to hear it because I'm kind of I'm putting a bug in your guys' ear right now because I haven't really talked about it too much on Discord. I did talk to it a little bit of, to design, but I showed the guy that lives with me the game, and he said, "Oh yeah, you're stoked about it. It's cool. I can see what's going on here." I was like, "Man, help me figure out this." He helped me figure out how to make the maps and stuff. But you know what his first thing was?
Hmm.
Let's make our own. So Sledders, if you don't get shit on the frickin' go, this is Brap Words right now telling you, I will pay this guy that lives with me and knows his shit to make a better fucking game. So sorry, did I swear? Am I allowed to swear on YouTube? See,
Oh,
now
yeah.
I'm threatening. Now I'm threatening Sledders.
I mean, I
but
did-
you know, we love this game, guys. Give us the frickin' content, because I'm not the only one, and this is where it ends up. Like every other good talk show or podcast, this is where it ends up.
Yep.
If I don't do it, if I don't do it, because you're not gonna.
Right.
It's not me you necessarily have to worry about. There's other guys that don't have to go to another guy to make it happen,
Right. Yep.
or they have more money.
Right. I mean,
Someone will make this happen if you guys don't.
I mean, I personally don't care if we swear because I mean, in the intro, I mean, I did put raw and
Well, sorry.
raw
mean-
thoughts and everything like that. So, I mean,
Still,
pure and raw.
I say we
thoughts.
should have like a AI grooming machine grooming the trails.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
another
man,
thing.
that
Like,
would
are
be
they?
yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah, that would be sick.
Are
Gets
they?
all
That's
lumpy
another
over
thing.
time.
And you
not-
have to watch out if
Right.
he comes.
Yep. That's another thing
'Cause he
too.
ain't stopping.
Like with the trails, like are they gonna actually be like deteriorating and like be like the actual fluff and the actual around the whole map
I-
now? Like are they actually gonna have indentation? Is it gonna be rutted up and everything like we can now?
I
You know?
kind of hope.
Well,
that
I
they,
don't know. So this
let
is
it
the
get
thing.
rutted
So
up.
me and my buddy here that lives here, I was like, okay, if we were to make this, how do I want the snow to react to people going over it? I don't want to actually, like you could clear the snow, but I would like it to be fun to not have to clear the snow.
Yeah.
You need a couple different layers, man. Compaction layers.
Yep.
This is why the skis fall away. I hope they're working on that. You know what I mean? These skis, when you're going off to the side like that, only in some situations in deep snow would it fall completely away. Like, shouldn't be like that all the time.
Right.
The
Yep.
snowcross track is able to just get like run
So-
to hell.
The first thing we thought about was this. Over time, the snow compacts. It doesn't go away or become unrideable.
Right.
It lanes out and becomes a highway like it should.
Yep.
Right? And the other thing is, and this is interesting that just us guys, when we seen it, thought about it, and this is why, you guys better work on this game, Sledders. We thought about elevationally.
Right.
The snow should change in depth.
Yep. Like right out on the flats, it should be a lot. It shouldn't be as deep as it is up in the mountains.
Right. As you're getting up there, there should be tree wells as well.
Yep.
And they're
Oh,
fun
I
to
was
play
thinking
around
about
in.
that one.
Yep.
Yeah, tree wells would be a really good add to the realism, but that might.
But that
take
happens
a lot
at
of
a
time,
certain
though.
elevation, which gives
Yeah.
you that immersion. And that's what we're looking for. I know I've been playing a lot of games in my lifetime, and I know that word comes up a lot, especially for simulation games, and that's immersion.
Right. Yep.
I also still wanted to touch in on the trails, on the trail and the road part.
Okay.
I bet it did confuse a ton of people about it, but I think that they should have the gas station on the regular old road, and
Right.
then like take like a trailhead right behind the gas station,
Yep.
or you could go up the road and then it stops off and then it's like a trailhead. But
Right.
the thing about people also asking for trucks and sled decks,
Right.
I think that they should add in some props like how they did with the watchtower, the cell tower,
Yep.
just all that kind of stuff. They make props of trucks in like a parking lot,
Yep.
at least like 32,
And
because
as
that's
well
how many
as
people.
as well as make like props of houses and everything with cars and trucks in the driveway.
Yeah,
you know,
oh yeah, they
like
no.
right in the-
This is like This is like stuff that Farming Simulator does.
Right,
I think
yep.
that they could
Right,
definitely make
right.
stuff.
Oh,
You know
they
what?
can
You know what?
100%
Okay,
do
how about
that.
this? How about this? I thought about this the other day, guys. Sorry, it hasn't been out for long. They put the demo out. People were kind of surprised how fast they came out with the game,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Or were they just feeling it out? Just
Uh,
like maybe other people, you stick your toes in the water first. Is it gonna
Yeah.
freeze my butt off?
Right.
Is
I'm
it
just
too
glad
hot?
that they're not leaving it the way it is. That well, we just got to be happy for that. You
Oh
know,
yeah, they're
they're
not.
not just
Yep.
leaving it.
Yeah, they're
They're
not
not
So
just.
I
just
hope
spitting it
they
out
get
and
a good
leaving it
return,
there.
and I'm getting a freaking weird number call. I'll be right back.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna keep on touching on the subject though. Yeah, the props, they could definitely do that. Like just add in like 32 because that's the max amount of people that can be in a lobby.
Yep.
So just a parking lot, like how it is in Revelstoke, any kind of snowmobiling parking lot.
Yep.
You
Right.
just put props of either like enclosed trailers,
Yep.
regular trailers, sled decks. Obviously, don't put ramps on them so then people don't ride up them.
Right.
But
Yep.
like just have that kind of stuff and it
Right.
adds to the realism. You
Yep.
know?
Or like when somebody joins, like have their truck spawn in right there.
Right.
As a prop still.
Yeah.
And when they leave, their truck disappears.
And that's another thing with the trails and like the props, is y'all were saying, if we had props like a gas station or whatever, or if we had houses or an actual road, like if we had an actual pavement road, I would like to have a trail system go on the side of that road. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And there would be gas stations on the exits and everything, so you could,
Mhm.
But that's another thing. People will want so much out of these guys already when the game just came
Yeah,
out not
yeah.
too long ago. So I feel like
No.
people are just putting more pressure on these guys to,
For sure.
add stuff to the game they're not even ready for.
People have wild dreams, man. I look at those comments in the TikTok, Instagram.
Yep.
There's some wild dreams out there.
Oh yeah.
But they could definitely respond to those. I think that they're just not responding to the community like they should be.
Right.
They're really just leaving people on a cliffhanger.
Yep.
I think that they should really at least, with like I get the release date and all that. It could be tough to measure that,
Right.
but at least quit putting people on like a cliffhanger with all that stuff,
Yep.
and just give them like an estimated like months or something
Right.
like
Like
that.
an estimated time.
Yeah,
Especially
it
with this
doesn't have
update.
to
I
be
mean,
on that
we
time.
have,
I mean,
as us players, we have no clue on when this new update's coming out. So
uh-huh.
we're having to guess. Like I'm guessing, and I think we can all agree on this. I think we're all guessing on the time it's going to come out is probably either the end of this month or beginning or mid through next month.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
also
just
feel like they're trying to surprise everybody, but they're kind of just like making people mad with how much they're not giving
right.
enough information.
Right.
They're not giving up enough information.
They're not
That's all it
doing.
is.
I mean, it's good that they're keeping it their own way, but they're not doing it like they would. Say like, let's use GTA as an example. They're not doing it as like GTA actually gives out like estimated release dates of updates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope they since this is like their first big update, I hope they set up like a schedule for like every couple of months we get another update or something.
Right. And if
Sorry,
they
I was kind of late on this thought, but yeah, you're exactly on point. C4. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like just word by word.
Yep.
They at least put a release date on the year. Just put on a month of release date, man.
Right. Just give
It
an
doesn't matter.
estimated.
I doubt
Yep.
that these guys have jobs because of how much they've made over this.
Oh yeah, like
game.
we were saying before, like me and Brap were talking about. We didn't want to get too much in depth because we really don't know, but we were talking about the guy that just the owner that just bought a brand new BMW,
Mhm.
and we were saying because it was a coincidence because that one guy, he kept joining and he has a brand new candy red BMW,
Yeah.
and he's not in Canada and he's not in the U.S. So that's our thing too. Like, is this game made in the U.S. or is it made in Northern Canada?
I'm gonna search that up.
I'm really mad about the social media part.
Right.
That's really just
They
picking
need
me off.
to keep in contact more, instead of
Yeah.
yep,
Oh yeah.
like you said,
And-
instead of leaving them on cliffhangers.
Yeah, I mean, like GTA sort of does the same thing. Like sometimes people have to go through the minute details to look through what
Right.
maybe adding in, but like just the release dates, man. They keep on trying to be all hush hush about it, but
Right.
you could really just think about it. Give us at least a good estimate, like how they did with the game coming out.
Right.
They at least gave it an estimate.
Right. Yep. Like I like through the TikTok feed, like that's how I saw that it came out in Steam, is through
Mhm.
the TikTok social media, and as soon as I seen that, I'm like, finally. And then now that
Mhm.
I've been in this game, and now I'm taking it to this level of starting its own podcast channel, which so far I'm enjoying. Um,
Oh, yeah, me too.
but that's another thing. Like I found out they made it, and now I've played this game so much. But again, with the release date times, like I want to kind of know. Like if I have to do my digging, I will. Like I'll do my digging to find out on maybe when the release date for the new update or any updates coming,
Yeah.
later down the road are coming out. I mean,
Mhm.
you know.
I
Sledders was
also.
made in Finland.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Wait, it was made in Finland?
Yeah.
We'll have to
Really?
tell Brap when he comes back.
All right, sorry
Hey
about that. I'm
Brap,
back. Yes, yes.
the game was made in Finland.
Yeah, that's Norway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's what
pretty
I'm telling you.
Yep,
I know.
I'm
So,
pretty sure the maker of the game was in our thing, and I'm pretty sure he just bought that candy red BMW.
I don't want to give the owner just
yeah,
some shit,
anyways, what we're going to do is we can leave it at that because, I mean,
Right,
if
yep,
a lot of people are like, oh, we want more, I can do
right,
an edit on the video. Also,
Yeah.
I can tell you one thing: the guy has reasons to be upset. So I wouldn't even if he watches this, I wanted to say to him, because he's going to be watching things that are about his game, right?
yep,
Is that I understand what he's going through. I don't understand all of the backstory, but I
I
know why a person gets upset sometimes. I've been there.
right.
Oh, it's probably tons of pressure because you get
Oh
all these
man,
comments.
you wouldn't
Oh,
even
like
know. I can't even
hundreds of
say.
comments.
I
Hundreds of
can't even
comments.
say. What I can say is it's some heavy devy shit.
Right,
And
Yeah.
if we were dealing with that stuff, we might cave as well. And I think
right.
that's, pretty
It's
much
just
what's
being a
going
normal
on there.
human
He's
being of
kind of
it,
caving to a little bit of life
Right,
stress and,
Mhm.
you know, I kind of, I feel bad for him that way. I mean, circumstances, I don't know. If circumstances aren't such as he says, maybe I would feel a little bit more like he's, you know, but we'll
I don't
see.
think he's necessarily milking the game off of its
We'll
money.
see. I have a
Like,
feeling there's going to be more
yeah.
to it.
if he
I
wa-
just,
if but just before we end this topic here, if he was milking
yeah.
the game for the money, then
Yeah.
he would not be coming up with the ideas of updates at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. I think that this guy actually it's a small team. That's all
But
I got to
again,
say. It's just
he
a
is a
small
smart
team.
man. I mean, because he
I don't
knows
know.
making a game of this sort, being one of a kind, being
Oh
of
yeah,
this
it's definitely.
level,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he
I know.
knows.
I think what happened to him is possibly the money. What
Right.
happened is the money. He says he can afford a lot of stuff, but he's got to pay for lawyers and stuff.
Yep.
I think it's, whatever, you start doing the party thing, you start experiencing things you never experienced before. I've seen people go way downhill because that was kind of like my lifestyle and the other side of things, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And you see people come in there and they can't control themselves and they find themselves in all different types of issues, from girls to drugs to alcohol to
Yep.
maybe even a combination of such and more.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Also another thing is definitely like the guy got this money and maybe he wants to at least like live his life a little bit with the earnings that he
Oh
earned.
yeah,
mm,
which is
He
totally
made this
normal. I
earning.
mean,
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah, for
guarantee all
sure.
of us in this party, if we had the same thing going for us, we'd do the same exact thing he's doing.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean
So
like
if
just you
if
want to live your life off of the earnings that you earned,
yeah.
It's yeah.
So if what he's saying is right, he's a victim of jealousy,
Hmm.
and that's another thing that comes along with money too, right?
Right.
All of a sudden you're doing your normal thing, and now you got a bunch of money. You're like, man, I don't really have to work.
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna stay working. And then now you got more attention from other people,
Yep.
and then that jealousy side, and you don't know how to deal with. A lot of people don't know how to deal with that shit.
Right.
It's tough,
And
man. You got like hundreds of people coming after you because they just want more and more. But
yeah,
the game just came out.
and here's
Right.
the other thing, and I see this with people directly associated to me right now because we're doing well. And if you don't give them what they need from you, they will blame you for the problems that they're experiencing. They will pull that guilt trip and they will do whatever they can to make you feel their pain
Right.
because you're the problem now because you couldn't help them.
Right.
So
Yeah,
who knows what he's going to do?
I just want to say for the people who are watching this, ease up on the guy. He's got a lot of work to do,
Oh, yeah.
and he's working hard. I can tell.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
hard to do all this stuff. It takes time.
You can't
well,
push.
unfortunately, I'm going to tell him one thing. If he does watch this, my advice to him still stands here. Keep that shit out of the internet. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
and that's my advice to everybody out there now that
The
I'm
internet
thinking
will
about
ruin
it.
your life.
If you do that stuff, you got to stay, on that other side of the fence.
Yep.
And if you're going through problems, yeah, Facebook, all that stuff, not the place to bring it to. That is not the answer. Deal
Right.
with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I think he's doing it right. Oh, an all right job. He's
He's got a lot
trying
going
hard at
for him.
this.
I mean, he's doing
Yeah.
very well. I mean, I can't
Right.
say much of anything because I've never tried to make a game myself ever, and I don't think I really ever will try to make a game because I feel it's gonna be super hard, and I have other
Well,
things
I
that I
know
want
one
to do.
thing. When you got money, the whole world changes.
Oh yeah.
The whole outlook and everything that's happening, it all changes.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's crazy how much that world just transforms.
Right.
So hopefully that's not the problem. And then furthermore, with Sledders, hopefully we do see that update fairly soon. I mean, it's one of those things. I feel like it's hurting them more than anything. I go back to the drug dealer thing where you're like, okay, people are gonna look for their fix somewhere else. Someone else is gonna build that drug for them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So hopefully they come out with that update soon. I'm a huge advocate for getting that stuff punched out as quick as possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like, people can look at a game like GTA. It took a very, very long time for it to
Oh,
get where
yeah.
it is right now.
I
I mean,
mean,
like, when it came out, they were making tons of money, but they also had a big crew too. This guy's like all like pretty much by his lonesome. He's just
yeah.
worked. Yeah, and people
Yeah,
are putting
well,
a lot
it's
of
same
pressure
as
on him.
MX bikes, right? Do you know about the guy that made that?
I
Because
don't.
Bobo is one dude, sole dude, nobody else.
So he started off as himself then, just by himself.
Yeah, I mean it's possible.
Right.
Like I said, with all these things coming out, it just depends on
I mean, it's
how
just
much
like
energy you want
with
to put in.
GTA 6 coming out,
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, neither can I.
Game's
but
gonna be like $180 probably.
Who cares? That's
I-
why it's gonna
yeah.
be $180.
But
It's like
with
an
the
iPhone.
time- with the
What are we gonna
time-
charge this time? I don't know, 10
with
grand.
the time it took them to come out with the trailer, you know what I mean? But what people should do for this guy that's working on Sledders is they should give him time, just like people did with the guys that are working for Rockstar,
Yeah, well, then again, I'm gonna say if he needs more time, let us do terrains and stuff.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
like it works for MX bikes.
Right.
Why can't it work for him?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, I mean, I think sooner or later he'll realize that, but I think we just gotta give him time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At this point,
I I was getting.
It
a bit
almost
eager
makes
there.
sense too. Like, if someone in the development team was to be going through some life shit. That could almost explain the delay. Oh
Oh
crap.
yeah, 100%.
Oh shit.
That would
Yeah,
explain a lot, you know.
Oh no.
I was getting a bit eager there for a bit, but it's like, yeah, this guy's got a lot of weight under his back.
I
You
don't
know?
know. I don't know. Whoever it is, regardless of what they're going through, I mean, just the game development alone is probably a big deal.
Mm.
Bro,
Mm,
saying, oh
yeah.
no.
I also just wish
I'm
that they
saying oh no because if whoever that was that decided to drop in on our Discord is the guy. Oh crap.
yeah, I think I was also gonna say something. I can't even remember what it was anymore. I think,
I'm
but
sorry.
yeah,
But anyways, I know one thing. Um, more of these things are gonna happen. Like
I remember.
even
Yeah,
if Sledders is at the pinnacle or whatever's in a year, someone else has got the best Sledders game. This stuff
Right.
is gonna catch
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
for sure. It's a good
I
time.
Yeah, oh
Right.
It's
yeah,
a good
I have
time.
a great time on this game, man. I'm super glad that it came
And
out.
that's
This
why
is
we
like
should talk
just
about
about my
why are
style.
we
Yeah,
here? Why are we here having a podcast about a Sledders game?
yeah,
Right.
And because it's enjoyable. And why is it enjoyable? I think,
Because it's
and I'll
one of a
start it
kind.
off with
oh yeah.
not just that.
I feel
Not
like
just that.
also it's just
What do you do
people
when you
don't
go out
talk
sledding?
enough.
You have fun, in my opinion.
You have fun, you relax, you have your friends with you,
Yep.
kick back, have a beer sometimes. Even though in real life you shouldn't be doing that. Anyways, while you're on the trails, anyways, because it's other people's lives out there as well. But I mean, and I guess again another positive for the game: go out, get fucking hammered, sled. You ain't gonna hurt anybody in the game. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yep.
And so you're out there with your friends. What's the other thing? We have younger people coming out with us sledding all the time and coming up with the experience as they're
Learners.
getting older. This is also that.
Yep.
Everybody can have fun.
Right. And it's
And
not just
other than some of the things as of late, the Discord is amazing. Pretty good community.
oh yeah.
Look at we're here doing
No, the
a
community's really good. I've had very good intentions with the people that I've talked to. Like you guys, I met on
hmm
the Sledders
hmm
Discord, man. It's
good
good
point.
to actually meet people and like everybody's always down to ride.
Yep.
It's a good time just to
It's a good
relax.
community in general.
Yeah, the people
Right.
in it are just amazing.
The whole community is very welcoming to anybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, like I remember I was a beginner. I had some guys help me out and then I helped beginners and it's just
Yep. It's just a,
it's a great way.
right.
I
It's
feel
just
like
a
it's honestly the way how it is in real life. Like people are very
Yeah.
welcoming most of
There's
the
a
time.
future for this, and I hope Sledders takes the full advantage of that and runs with it.
right.
I would
I'll be
like
right
this
back.
game to be the top end Sledders game.
Right.
It's
Well,
gonna be
I gotta
fun.
say one thing though, because of them not like like just releasing everything and saying everything. That's probably the reason why we have this podcast to just let people get a good perspective of maybe
Well,
what
yeah,
could
right
happen.
now, for sure, they're not doing enough of anything. As
They're
far
not
as
feeling
like
it. I feel like they're not
advertising,
filling
I
us in
think
enough. Yeah, we're not like filling. They're not filling us in
the
enough. I think.
information loop is a little
Yeah.
dry.
So I think that's
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
point of why I made this podcast or why we made this podcast is because we want to help get that information out as much as we can for the
Yeah,
people
as much
that
as we like to the people who just want to listen, even just listen on what our perspective is and
right.
how
Like I
we
said
think
Mhm.
of
when I
these
edit
people.
this for Facebook, and my intro, raw thoughts and pure thoughts. It's our pure
Hmm.
and raw perspectives on what we think and feel of this game so far, and what we think is best for the near future. Which is another thing I say in the intro. So this podcast is just to really announce how we feel about the game and what we feel would be a good thing for this game in the future.
Right, right.
and hopefully we can get up there where they actually start
And
listening
get
to
more
us.
people into the whole sledding
Yep.
simulation
Not even
experience. And
just
I'm going to
that.
use that now. We're going to, we'll use that now. I think we should. Just the whole simulation sledding experience,
Right.
because wherever that feels best is where we're going to be, I think.
Right.
You know,
And not
I
even
don't.
just in the sled simulation, but also snowmobiling in real life.
Right.
And that's another thing we should talk about is, for people that want to get into snowmobiling but don't know where to start,
Well, the game is a lot cheaper, I'll tell you that
Oh,
much.
it
That's
is
another
a
thing it's
lot
got
cheaper.
going
So
for it, right?
yeah,
I
it's way
mean,
more affordable.
I
Even
mean,
just
not
getting it,
only is
even
the
getting it.
initial cost like drastically cheaper,
Yeah. I
the
mean,
maintenance cost is
technically,
quite a bit
Oh, yeah.
cheaper too.
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh
Oh,
yeah.
my mouse broke. It's
Just-
not like, oh, I got to go get a new turbo or a clutch for $1,500.
yeah. I mean, there's cheap sleds out there, but there's this computer. It's definitely a good shot.
Right.
And there's so many other things you can do on it too. Just
Again, like this game is just,
Right.
it can get you into that perspective of what snowmobiling can be like. I mean,
I
yeah,
also
and
the
think
not
this.
community ties into that too. The
right. Yep.
community's all in
Right.
that.
I also think this too. Like a lot of people will, okay, so they're a dirt biker or they're whatever they do, right? They'll hear about a game. People will say it's awesome. Like even Microsoft Flight, which a lot of pilots don't even have like a gaming setup, right?
Right.
But they'll go buy the gaming setup, the stuff they need to play that one game.
Right.
Sledders almost feels like that kind of game where
Mhm.
the guy that hasn't been playing video games forever will hear from his buddies how fun it is to go sledding in this game all the
Right. And he'll
time
go out,
and
buy
buy
the
a
stuff.
computer just to play the game for crying out loud.
Yep. Which,
So.
hopefully, that's another thing too, is them expanding their platform. Like right now, they're just stuck on Steam, but I
Right.
guarantee.
Which isn't that bad of a gig,
Right.
honestly, Steam. Oh, we're
But
stuck
I
on
mean,
Steam.
they will. Imagine how many more sales and how
1,000.
many more people they would have playing if they expanded their
Right.
platform,
True.
like
True.
to PlayStation, Xbox, and all that.
Like XPlay.
They
And I
say
think that's
they
actually
say
in the works. I'm not sure.
yeah, they
Right.
say end of 2024. It's hopefully gonna be introduced to Xbox,
Yeah, well, by that time, we
PlayStation.
better have freaking cones and things and
Oh
levels
yeah,
and crap
Oh
and
yeah.
races. And
I
I
I
swear,
no, this game is gonna grow so
I
much.
will
Oh
beat
yeah.
them with I made my
Only
own
been
game
out.
stick.
And what I'll do
This
is
game's only been out for 2 months. This
oh
game's
yeah.
only been
What?
out for 2 months. They're really it's a
I
starter.
guess. How
This
long?
guy's
How
doing
long?
great. I
How
think
long?
2
How long?
months. It
Shut
came
up.
out
Is it
5th
only
of
2 months?
December.
I'm being so hard on him. Like,
Yeah,
okay, fine.
yeah.
I'll give
No,
you
no,
some time.
no,
But
no.
this is how much I like it. I'm ready to threaten you right now.
No, I love this game, man. I'm so glad it's a thing.
Oh
This
yeah.
guy
Right.
is a brilliant dude for coming up with this.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it probably wasn't an original idea because Sled Simulator was a thing,
And
but
Free Ride
this game
Mountain was
is
turned
so
into here.
much. Yeah, this
Shameless
was Free Ride Mountain.
plug though.
This was Free Ride Mountain. So
Brapwords Twitch.
yeah,
Brapwords Twitch.
yeah,
Brapwords Twitch.
yeah,
Brapwords Twitch. Okay,
yeah.
anyways, I'm over.
Alright,
Brap,
yep.
I can actually put your Twitch link in the description of Facebook too,
Oh, that would be mighty fine of you.
and I'll put
No, that would.
I'll also put the actual Sledder's Discord in the description as well.
Yeah, that kind of got to get pumped up, but we want a good, community there. So if you guys, I'm just gonna put that disclaimer out there on that, friendly and we're gonna be dropping hate on you.
Oh yeah.
Good people only. Good people apply only. Please, please.
Yeah, please don't ruin the
Well,
community.
for once, just let me have a Discord that's good. Please, gaming gods. I don't know if you can't see me right now, but maybe you can feel it in my voice. I'm just looking up at the sky saying, can this one Discord stay decent, please?
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Uh,
Actually, there was a time not too long ago. A couple of young fellows joined the Discord, just started arguing. That's
Oh.
definitely not what we want in this community.
right.
No.
It's just not
No,
it.
you're gonna get banhammer.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna say I'm gonna work on getting the right to be able to police that stuff because I feel like the people that are in the Discord the most and care about the game actually progressing and having a healthy overall outlook should be the people that are, policing this
Yep.
type of stuff. These guys that are, they're either too busy, hopefully, developing the game or partying, whatever it is, to do
Yep.
that. So,
Brett,
Yeah.
if you want to send me your Twitch link.
oh yeah, for sure.
I think I actually got out all I wanted to say today. I think that's really topics I was really wanting to touch on was the trails, the map itself. Yeah,
Right.
I think it's sometimes fun to have a guessing game, but they just need to get those leaks out quicker before they say that there's an
Right.
update coming.
Yep. And I
I think
feel as they get those
yeah.
leaks out, like a couple days before they release it, which gives nobody any time to do anything. It just kind of
Yeah.
pops up, and you're like, "Whoa, where did that come from?"
Yeah, they were too quick on saying that there was an update. I think that they should have
Right. They should have
worked on
waited a
the
little bit.
update and then put out a few leaks because
Right.
they said there was an update coming way too quick. That got everybody a bit
Right.
too worked up, I'd say.
Yep. Yep. 100%. So.
I think I got out
It's one of
everything
those
though.
things, and I mean, we've covered a lot here. I have a few other things to talk about, but I think,
I think
I
we
don't
should
know if
save
you
that.
guys have anything else to talk about. This one we should leave around here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think.
See what everybody wants to talk about. Like, do you guys want to hear about more about what happened? Should we look into who this guy is a little bit more? Because I was thinking about doing a little Google
Research.
image search.
Right.
Anyways, I just didn't do it yet.
We'll get there. But yeah.
Anyways, I don't know what if we get people liking and say it should be like at 500 likes, we'll live us searching him down. I don't know. I don't know if we're not allowed to do that. YouTube won't do that. But I mean, it's one of those things. If you guys want us to find out more information in the what we can divulge legitimately,
just let
we'll
us
see
know.
what we can do.
I don't know. Yeah, we could definitely look into
Of
this
course,
stuff
there's
more.
of course there's boundaries that we can't cross, but
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah,
try our
no,
hardest.
we'll
This
stay
guy's-
within the
I'm not gonna go
legal
into
Yeah.
limits
this guy's-
'cause
Yeah.
We're, just enough where we won't get jail time.
all that crap.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a good spot to end for our first podcast.
First episode, we're
Right.
I'd say so.
canceling
I definitely say so.
them.
But Sledder's podcast
Sledder's
episode 1.
podcast.
I think that's a good place to end, and we'll see y'all in
Yeah,
episode 2.
for sure. And viewers, I'm your conscience. If you haven't seen Sledders yet, you're probably not gaming right, guys.
Oh yeah, go check it out.
Bye
Great
bye.
game. I've had a blast.
All right, have a good one.